My name is Kurt, and I have the pleasure of being Sam's brother-in-law. As you might expect, that's through marriage, because I married Sam's older sister, not oldest, but older sister, Abby. And yeah, there you go, Abby. First thing I want to do is just talk about Sam. And I will start off with two things. One, you'll notice with my speech that I was very, very on theme with Sam's speech earlier. And that is not because I used ChatGPT. I came up with the thoughts myself, and they just so happen to be very similar to what you said, which is a cool thing. I know a lot of you, about half of you probably know Sam very well, and the other half probably don't. So I just wanted to talk about Sam for a minute. Some things that are really spectacular about Sam is that Sam is the sort of person that knows a lot of very, let's just call it unusual things, and gets very, very good at them. One that you all got to see tonight that is not something that he just learned for this, like ballroom dancing is on that list. I remember when Sam and I came to, I don't even remember why we were in Champaign. I graduated, goodness, what, when you were a freshman? When you were a freshman, but we were back on campus after you had already graduated too, and Sam's like, oh sorry, I need to go help MC the ballroom dancing competition at the Union. You go do what you're doing with the Ag College. I'm like, okay, I'll talk to you later, I guess. So ballroom dancing is on that list. Art with glass. If you didn't already know, there is a lot of glass art that is hidden all throughout campus that's actually made by Sam. Not because it was approved, but because he made it and he just found a place to put it. So there's a lot of glass art that's all around campus. He's a very efficient juggler. He's very good at balloon art, or I guess balloon twisting. He can ride a unicycle. He is a great singer, especially while playing the unicycle. And one of my first couple times I went over to the Kaufman household, Sam sang me a song on his I said unicycle, didn't I? I meant to say ukulele. He's not that good. He can't play the unicycle. He can ride the unicycle. But he can play the ukulele as well. But the first time I went over to the Kaufman household, he grabbed his ukulele and sang me a song. He's very efficient at metalwork. This is where I hit ukulele. I switched my U's, so I apologize. He's very good at the ukulele and plenty of other stringed instruments. He's very good at wearing a coconut bra to football games and cheering on the Fighting Illini. And he's also just a fantastic teacher about all the things that he really loves that mean a lot to him. He is a fantastic uncle, brother, and son who loves connecting with those that are close to him. My quick little synopsis, sorry to cry, is that he's up for whatever and down to stick with it for the long haul, which I think are like two different things, but like most people are only up for one. It's like, yeah, let's do it, and then it's like, oh, see ya. But Sam's like, yeah, let's do it. It's like, this is getting kind of weird, but like, let's keep doing this. The examples I'll give, I have a couple here. The first one is one spring, Sam and I spent the entire spring stacking hay for each other's friends who raise horses' barns. So first it's like, yeah, hey Kurt, you want to come help me? My buddy needs help stacking hay in his horse barn. I was like, sure, let's go do that. And then I was like, hey, you want to come help my friend stack hay in his horse barn? Which again seems very strange, and it's not normal to most human beings, but we're like, yeah, let's do it. So hours and hours spent doing that. I can also say, he also was totally down to hang out at a dining room table or a dining table to eat waffles in a hot tub while extremely positive with COVID. We both had it at the time, but that's another fun example. And then a more cute one is, there was a time actually that Sam and I were out looking for wild mushrooms for cooking, culinary experience, and he got a phone call from Lenny, actually, and Lenny was like, hey, can you help me program this Raspberry Pi? Which if you don't know, it's like a really not easily, but it's a first step into programming electronics. And he's like, will you help me program this electronic right now? And we're literally like walking along this deer trail right along a river, looking for mushrooms on property we shouldn't have been on in the first place, while he's actively telling Lenny, so then you're gonna do this, and it'll be fine, and blah, 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 and like sat on the phone with him for like 35 minutes. So that's the sort of person Sam is. He's gonna, like again, to reiterate what I said, he's up for whatever, but down to stick with it for the long haul. When Sam called me to be his best man, I was very, very sick, and I had woken up on the couch, and I was like, wow, Sam's calling me right now, I hope it's not important. And he goes, hey, will you be my best man? And I had just woken up for a nap, so I was just very, very blunt, and I said, why me? And his response was blunt, and I think really true and good. He's like, well, you're literally my brother now. So he's like, why not you? And that one was cauliflower. That was not a tear. And Sam and I have a lot of things in common, and one of those things is we're both one of 3 siblings, and we're both the only boy within 2 other female siblings. And yesterday, Sam talked to the folks at the rehearsal luncheon and made a comment saying he always wanted brothers, and now, due to marriage, he has 4 more brothers than he ever thought he'd have. But today, you really gained a whole lot more than that. You got all the friends of Irene's, and obviously Irene's family. And I think the crazy thing, and I got to get a lot closer with Irene's family during the bachelor party when we spent the weekend together. But you have an entire other family who loves you for you. And that's a really big deal. And that's why I got into all the cool things that Sam knows and randomly has in his repertoire. And that's where, while I have a very limited sample size, my wife and I only got married last year, so I have a very limited sample size of marriage advice personally, I do have these takeaways. And I have to open my sheet of paper. The first one is, it's very much a cliche, but I think it's very true. You both have to choose each other every day. If you aren't growing together, here's the cliche part. If you aren't growing together, you're growing apart. And it's one of those, it's a good thing. And it's getting to exactly what makes you so special as a person. And sorry, Irene, you're going to have Isabel to talk about you, so I'm talking about Sam. You're a really awesome human being, and you're growing and changing into a new person all the time. And the whole deal is, you can't expect you to be the same person that you met 5 years ago, or that you're marrying today, and that you're gonna keep changing, and that's a good thing. You're becoming a better person, and are becoming the next evolution of yourself. So you have to keep growing together, otherwise you are growing apart. And then the second thing, which I've gotten the joy of getting to know, both knowing the Kaufmans and married to Abby, is that life and love, I guess I flipped at love and life, is exponentially easier when you can be your unfiltered self every day. And with Irene, you found that person. So first, if we can all, actually not first, but a couple of things. So if you all raise your glasses, water or booze or whatever the heck you might have in your hands. I know the kids in the back are really enjoying that bubbly apple cider. Thank you for having that. But first to Sam, to Irene, to how great they both look today, and to their love. So cheers.